Can everyone still hear me?
Yes, sir, we can
Yes,
hear you, sir.
Yeah, we
very
can
well,
hear you.
sir.
Can hear you.
Okay. Um, Sorry, please, I'm coming. I'm just about dropping the link on the groups so we can continue. Oh boy. Mm. All right, guys. I guess we just have to continue. Why I just post them on the group. So, as we're saying, the law school doesn't have much of so much of a friendly marking scheme. The first class student comes out with all A's, meaning you must get above 70 in all your courses. And then the 2-1 student comes out with all B plus, and you must come out with above 60, let's say 60 to 65. And then the 2-2, that is second class lower student, comes out with at least above 55 upwards or 59 upwards, while the pass comes out with below 55 or 50 to 45 downwards, 45 upwards. So then afterwards, conditional pass are people that didn't make it, that got D, and then those that failed are those that got F. Now, law school marking scheme grade is that if you get all 4 A's, you have 5 courses. If you get 4 A's and get 1 F in any course, you are going to fail law school, meaning you're going to be coming back to write all those courses again, including the ones you got A's in. Law school doesn't really care if you got A's in the 4 courses. They don't care about that. Theirs is that um, you must get all A's. If they're not all A's, you can't come in the first class. If you get one of them F, you're going to be coming back to write all the papers again. Now, if you get one of them a D, you're going to be coming back to write only that course that you got a D in. All right, you got a D in, and then it gives you a conditional pass. So you come back and write only one of the courses. One of the reasons why I encourage students to get to read ahead of time, get past questions, get to inform yourself of everything you need to learn about law school, is so that you do not become a victim of what your seniors are going through right now. For the longest time, we've been mentoring and tutoring a lot of persons when it comes to what they need to know before they come to the Nigerian law school, because some of them come in unprepared. Before they're able to adjust to the system that law school and builds you or cultures you in, it's too late for them. They end up, going into the exam all with the orientation of when they were in university, thinking it's based on how much you write, that's how well you pass. No, law school, it's few words, mainly the drafts, mainly the short questions with your cases and your what's it called, your citation, your laws, and then you're good. So one of the mistakes these people make is that they tend to write so much voluminous word, and then you find out that they think that by writing so much they're going to pass. But no, that's not their fate at this point. So it was not a nice experience seeing some persons that you had high hopes that are going to pass the exam, not pass the exam because they were not able to take cognizance to the do's and don'ts of law school and the things they ought to know. So if you remember, if you're going to be coming out, you want to come out with the first class, you have to come out with all A's, a 2-1 all B plus, a 2-2 all B's, a pass all C's. If you get a D in any course, you are coming back to write that course. If you get an F, you are coming back to write all the courses, even if it's just one that you failed. That is an F. You're coming back to write all the courses, and that's the sad part about it. Like I said, almost 1,000 persons failed in Nigerian law school. The previous set after them, almost the same number. The previous set after them, almost the same number. Our aim is to reduce that number, all right? To reduce that number. The law school is supposed to be like a 2-year program because of how voluminous it is. Having 20 topics for one course and 100 topics for the whole 5 courses is not something one can read in a day or read in a year. It's supposed to be for 2 years, but actually it's all pushed together and brought into 1 year. And some students are not able to cope. For those that read, understand slow, those that, and then the trauma that comes with failing is something that we ourselves will have to address it, one-on-one with a lot of students, because a lot of persons, some of you guys, you are the first lawyers in your generation. Some of you guys, can you guys hear me? Someone is saying you can't hear me. Can you hear me?
We can, sir.
Yeah.
We can hear you.
Yes,
Can
sir.
hear you.
Okay, thank you very much. Some of you guys, it's your last card, how you get the money to come to law school, only you and your God knows. But then it's not something you want to repeat any longer. One of the reasons why I said to hold this session is to get informed that you have to be ready. You don't need to wait. As long as you are done, I know most of you guys are just graduating. Some of you guys are waiting. Some of you have waited. Some of you guys are not really familiar again with even what they taught in law, because you've gone into business. This is the right time for you guys to really put in your all to getting materials, to read, to study, to be familiar, so that when you come to law school, the only thing that you'll be possibly adding up to your knowledge is how to answer the questions, how the questions are asked, and how to answer the questions. If you can get that, you are at least 80% sure that law school is difficult for you to fail as a student. But then when you don't know how to answer, if you don't know how to answer, when you don't know how to answer law school questions, you might feel that you've written so much and be proud of yourself. Meanwhile, law school you're just waiting for what's it called? For them to just fail you when they see that your paper, because you went to answer the way a university person would have answered. I get it. So, and there's no remarking in law school. Whenever you've gotten your grade, you've gotten it. And the bad or the sad part about failing the Nigerian law school is that even if you write again and eventually come out with A in all the courses, your grade will forever be passed. Pamela, I think it's just you. It's just you. So work on your mic. Okay. So you only can you hear me? Okay. You'll only be coming out with a pass. There will be no differentiation of what's it called? A first class, a second class, a third class, or any of that. You can only be coming out with a pass. And that is not something you want to come back to see or come back to meet at a law school. The receipt program is a 3 months rigorous program, whereby the 1 year that is not enough for you is being taught in 3 months. So why I'm saying all this now, I don't need to tell you give any information about the receipt. I don't pray any of you do that. It's so that you don't go ahead being relaxed, saying when you get to law school you will read. No, there's nothing wrong with you reading from home. There's nothing wrong with you engaging with the material. There's nothing wrong with you with enrolling for tutorship. There's nothing wrong with you with getting the past questions, answering questions, whereby you are prepared before you come to the law school. If I had known, I came out with a second class, but then if I had known, most of my colleagues that started out, I have a sister that came out with first class. My sister came out with the first class. So, and I knew how she was reading ahead of law school. She was ahead of me in reading. I felt like, don't worry. That overconfidence that you are a smart person and that you will catch up it's not in law school. All right, where you just know that, okay, because you're first class. My roommate was a first class. There were only 2 first class in our university. One of the first class is a friend of mine. Is a lecturer in the Lagos campus. When you get those of you that are going to Lagos campus, you know Zion. It teaches corporate law. He's one of the lecturers there. Why those the second first class student was my roommate, and a first class student came or nearly came out with a pass, nearly came out with a pass because of overconfidence. Nearly came out with a pass. He was so confident and intelligent that you know what? I did my first degree, did my second degree, and I came out with first class second degree. Therefore, I'm very intelligent, and it was relaxed. Times where a lot of people are reading, he's feeling like there's still time, he can catch up what is there, this small thing they are teaching. Until the point came, and he eventually not made a mistake in the exam hall. He wrote the wrong question in the wrong booklet. So what I'm saying is that I'm not saying not to be confident, but don't be overly confident that gives you a relaxed mindset that law school is just beans. You understand? That law school is just beans. So it's a thing of it's a thing of you know preparing yourself. If you are a sponsor here, if you're a student, if you're funding yourself, prepare yourself with the materials available. Your seniors have them, they have recommendation of those that taught them, they have mentorship. Get to them. This is not anything of fear, but then when you fail to plan, you plan to fail. That's the truth. So most of the campuses, I will say, most of the campuses that teaches well are campuses like Lagos. All campuses teaches well actually, but Lagos, Kano, and Abuja are much more, detailed in when they teach and strict on how they teach. That's why I like those campuses with the lecturers that are there. But for other campuses, they are trying. They're trying, but then sorry, okay. I will encourage you guys as time goes on. Like I said, possibly before the ending of August, a list to be sent to what's it called? A member will be sent to universities for the compoundment of names. All right, a member will be sent to university for the compoundment of your names. That's for those that are eligible to come into the law school. Although it's still subject to change, but just so that you can be prepared ahead of time and not be caught off guard. Just know that before the end of August, a memo will be sent to your schools for the various universities to begin to compile the names for the next set that will be getting admitted into the Nigerian law school. So aside from that, I also wanted to hold this class for questions because I was still getting some questions. I really thought I handled everything I needed to handle on that last session we had. But then I was still getting some questions, and I'm wondering where these questions are coming from as to the Batu program and all that. The only reason why I decided to host this class is just to let you guys know that that rate of failure can be limited if you can only prepare further, prepare faster, prepare ahead of time. All right, don't feel relaxed that you just finish and you finish your primary level and you'll be like, I will not touch any book or read any signboard again. Better go and pack out your signboard and just be reading it as long as it's law school related. Don't do that. If you know that you are coming to law school as soon as you're graduating, immediately just try and get you relax, take a month, relax and all that, but then or a week or 2 weeks. But then go ahead and get your books and start reading. There's no harm in reading ahead. There's no harm in enrolling for a tutorial. There's no harm in all that. But ensure that you are abreast with what is happening, because when you come to the law school, the law school program is structured in a way that it keeps you engaged 247. Meaning you are finishing one class, they are giving you an assignment that you have to work in group for and present the next class. Meanwhile, you still have to read for the next class because they will ask you a question in the class for the topics they're going to be teaching for the next course the next day. Do you understand? And then when you're finished that one, they're still giving you pre-class assignment again for another course for you to now go back and do assignment as a group. And on Wednesday, you still have to read the course for Wednesday because they will ask you questions by passing mic. So you find out that from Monday to Friday, you are always busy preparing pre-class assignment, which is like an assignment, and then also reading for the next class because you have to be prepared for the next class because they'll pass a mic to you to answer certain questions. And then you only have Saturdays and Sundays And then on the Saturdays, you want to relax or wash your clothes or do other things. On Sundays, you go to church, you come back on Monday, start all over again. And you find out that there is no time to really read. You're busy doing pre-class assignments when others are reading and getting to jotting their notes and everything. One thing I know that helped me a lot was the fact that I had God. That's the major factor. All right. It's in a law school you get to find out that the scripture that says, um, for the race is not for the swift, neither is it for the strong and all that. Is a truth. Law school is a true fulfillment of that scripture. All right. It's not for who is smartest. There are people. I best graduating student has come out with a second class before, second class lower. Best graduating student in certain universities. Some of my friends that are very smart have came out with pass, in fact. So, and yet they're working in top law firms. Oh, but then, if care was not taken, that pass would have been a failed or been a conditional pass. Yeah, they were best graduating students. The law school doesn't even look at if you were first class. And then you feel as though, okay, I'm first class. Because of that, they'll honor me and give me another first class. They don't even care. I was having part of the seniors. In our work, we get to meet some politicians, some famous people from entertainers. I know most of you guys know that one of the backlog students. If you guys are not aware, one of the backlog students is in Big Brother Nigeria right now. Obviously, so he's gonna be famous very soon, even if he comes out afterwards. So there are a lot of famous people we get to meet and communicate with. And I know most of you guys know him. If you don't know him, then some of you guys from the university know him. There are other people from different places, and law school doesn't care about your fame, your how important or how famous you are. Recently, I was treating a matter of someone that all of you possibly will know, but then he didn't pass the bar finals yet. He's a famous person. I have to keep it so confidential because it can't spread. Because law school doesn't care about your background. They work with red number. They don't work with your name. Everybody will say, okay, this person, we know this person. They don't. I guess a lot of you know that Barry's daughter to fail the law school and had to come back to receipts during that time. So law school doesn't care about your background or your first class or your 2-1 from university. Whatever you come, you're gonna see. So this is just a preparing preparatory ground to keep you on your feet so that you can constantly keep abreast of what is happening in law school, keep abreast with the courses you ought to offer, the what's it called? The subjects, the drafting. Drafting is one of the area again that allowed a lot of them to fail because being able to identify a document and being able to draft a document is two different things. And some of them were not key enough to understand what it means to draft most of the processes and most of the documents and the deeds and the conveyances and all that. Your university teaches you most times about what they are and the laws around that, but they don't really teach you how to draft. Is that in Nigerian law school where drafting is almost like a specialty on its own. Drafting almost takes like 60% of the mark in your exams. Without learning how to draft, you get to find out that no matter all the English you place there, you are tending towards pass. So drafting is also an essential part. One of the reasons why we decided over the years to always host a tutorial program even before the law school is so that we can keep students abreast of the new environment they are coming into. When you are not certain or when you don't know what you're coming into, before you get to find out, it might be too late. You come to the law school, the celebrations, the cocktail, the orientations and classes. Next thing you're out for externship. You're in externship, and then your principals are using you to do all their taxes. You're not reading for those that are considerate, but those principals are not even considerate at all. So, and then you are back to law school, starting another lecture, and next exam is there. People are not prepared, and then all of a sudden, law school is not waiting for anybody. They come, they mark their questions, and you come back and you see massive failure and all that. So it has been like that for the longest years, and then we reduce it. So we partnered with some of the senior councils, some SANs that do sponsor most times, so that we can teach. Because ideally, the goal was that most of these courses offered in law school ought to have been offered in various universities to keep us familiar. You understand, familiar with what you were expecting at the law school. The plan was that it's 5 courses. Um for every year you deal on one. One on the first year, criminal litigation, second year civil litigation, third year corporate, fourth year professional ethics or property law, then in fifth year professional ethics, if you guys ethical. When you come to law school, you come and offer those courses in a much more broader sense. By that time, you already know to an extent what they're talking about. Not that you are coming from the universities and you're coming to something that you have no clue about. Before you're able to catch up for a 1 year program for it, how many topics were there in your own undergraduate class that you spent 5 years, and all of a sudden you're bringing 100 topics for students to do in a space of 9 months? So these are deliberations that are allowed for the institution of this academy to be hosted by first class. These are the first and the second time, also by first class students and also second class students, lawyers actually, not students, sorry, barristers right now that are in the field, that are working in top law firms, to keep you abreast with everything you need to know so that you're coming to law school is one who is coming prepared. It's a sad thing to always see that students fail and have conditional pass and go through the trauma, the shame, the disgrace, and all that. Being able to console people that you might not be there at the moment, and I don't pray anybody is there, but being able to console people that you find out people that their parents were not able to live out to see them becoming lawyers, and eventually the result comes out they even failed even after their parents were not alive. Like that kind of storyline. People that their wives, their husbands were hoping that my husband is going to be a lawyer, my wife is going to be a lawyer, and carry my name, coming out with fail. People that even have that have gotten admission to study masters outside the country, and then law school is coming with their own issue and telling them that they cannot go because they failed them, you know, those kind of a thing. And then it stops all their attempts to even go outside the country to now continue their master's program, because some of them wants to stay there, practice there, and then live a life there. But then they are not able to have their license in Nigeria. They have to now stay back. So these are things that we get to see different stories of different persons that reach out to us afterwards, after all said and done and all that, and the whole confidence and all. I'm not saying don't have confidence in yourself, but just be prepared for law school. That's all. Law school actually is not even a big deal. It's a very, very straightforward. It's the best. I prefer law school than even undergraduate programs. The law school asks you questions straight on. They don't even have time to even beat around the bush. Straight on questions. What course is responsible for this scenario? The federal high court is responsible by virtue of section 254, and that's it. You move on. But in the case of so that's all. What document is supposed to be prepared for Mr. Adebola to do? The document supposed to be prepared for Mr. Adebola is a deed of assignment. What, or whether a writ of someone or whatever it is, depending on the cost, what document is supposed to accompany such a document? You list and draft the document you stated above. You draft them. Okay. In a scenario where what happens, this happens, and this is what you should do. That's all. And you're good to go. You've gotten your full mark like that. Unlike on another program, they'll ask you one wonderful question. You have to start writing stories of your life. In the case of Follow Me versus Follow Me, and then you're there, you're writing where he went to the farm and got cutlass and this and the menstruary, and you're writing and writing. At the end of the 3 pages, one question. You come out, you get E, you say, I killed it. Law school, those will kill your answer, and that answer that you write. It doesn't happen like that in law school. Law school expect a very straightforward and concise answer because there's a lot of script to mark. When you start writing too much stories from the onset, the lecturer knows that this one does not know anything. How will they ask you? How will a marking scheme answer contain 3 lines, and you as a student have 2 pages? The lecturer will not, or even 1 full page or 2 full pages for one question that they know that their own marking scheme that they have at the other side of the table just has 3 lines. As a result of that, no, they'll do just cancel your work like that. You've gotten 0, cancel 0, cancel 0. You end up coming out with fail, and then you hear a lot of people say, "I want a remark. I'll sue law school." How do you sue an institution that taught the lawyer that you're bringing? How do you do that? And then someone say, "Okay, you know what? I want to do a remarking. Remarking is expensive. You have to cover for the lecture that we're coming to mark your script, the three boards that we're meeting on your matter, the release of the results, and then after you're done, all the leniency, meaning all the half mark, the quarter mark, the 1 mark, the 10 mark, let's boost their score, will be taken away from you and you'll be marked negatively. And then after that one, your name alone says has crossed many tables. So when you're coming back to that receipt, you'll say, is he not the one that put us in it? No, voila, let him pass. And then before you know, you're marked down. You know. And one thing again, people don't really understand is that I've come to understand. This one is just a by the way thing. When you come to law school, just be cordial. There are a lot of people you see, a lot of people you don't know, a lot of people that I understand students very quick to use insulting words, very quick to disregard a lot of people through chat and all that. I have had personal people. I don't really take anything to heart, all right, because I know nothing really counts except God's purpose for your life. But then I've seen people that have been very awesome, and then somebody has sat down to say you will not pass the law school, and the person will not pass the law school. It happens. Right? We have been involved in the activities and the administrative part of law school, and also the outside part of law school, and also the backside of law school, because every organization has the backside of law school, that we know how possible it is for somebody to actually stop somebody else from passing the back finals because of just one or two reasons. What am I saying? I'm not saying you can't live in fear or not be greeting every madman you see on the road. No, no. Or what I'm saying is that just be cordial among yourself when you're making this application, when you're seeing everything. Just make sure that you're just yourself. Don't make any issue with your dean. Don't make any, problem with anybody. Just go straight, do your own thing, and you're good. But the main concern or topic about I'm driving in is get prepared for law school, guys. Get prepared. You cannot be caught unaware. You cannot be unprepared. All right. There's some of you that can possibly catch up when you come. There's some of you that you know confidently that you are very slow reader. Law school doesn't wait to. By the time you're trying to read one page, they've gone 10 page ahead, and they're not going to wait for you. Okay. Can you guys still hear me? Someone is saying you can't hear me.
We can hear you, sir.
Yes,
We
sir.
can hear you.
Okay. All right then. All right, thank you very much. Good. I think that's it. You have to log out and log in. But if you log out, you cannot come back inside though. So that's only the issue. Um, so that's just mainly it. So what I'll do now is that for those persons that have been asking me a lot of questions on chats, on comments regarding tutorial, regarding law school application, regarding starting, regarding registration, regarding problems, different problems. I wonder how you guys get all these problems from undergraduates. I don't know how you guys do it. I get reports and I'm like, how did you find yourself in that position with your dean? How do you find yourself in that position with some of the authorities that you have, the problems, and all that? So, but I'll leave the room. I don't know if anybody has questions. I just want to just maybe use the next 30 or 20 minutes to answer whatever difficult, confusing, conflicting questions. As long as it's law school, as long as it's the teachings, as long as it's the tutorial, as long as it's the market scheme, as long as it's anything about law school that you want to know about, no matter how confusing it is, you can ask me and I will openly answer you. So I think I'm actually done with what I have to say. And after the questions, after the questions, I'll see the last thing I need to say, and then we'll end the class. It was supposed to be just a very, very short session. I had a 2-hour session with those that failed, and I'm supposed to be coming back for the receipt set. So I'm quite tired. But then I just wanted to hold this session, so that you guys will be prepared and let you guys know that at least by the end of August, a memo will be sent out for your schools to start compiling your names. I got a report from the secretary's office that January might be the time you guys will be resuming. But I want to be very certain about that because a new DG is coming in. So a lot of things might change. Nothing is static at the moment. So a lot of things can change at any time. But then I'll keep you guys updated per time. Not a third source information, but a first-hand information about everything you need to know. I think I think that's it. So, any questions from anybody? I want to ask many questions regarding the law
Yes.
school. Okay, go
Good
ahead,
evening.
Bess.
Good evening, sir. First, I want
Good
to appreciate the kind gesture you actually rendering to us, right? It's something that is helpful, which I'm grateful for. God continues to bless you. The
evening.
question I want to ask, um, from the time law school will send the memo to the various universities to send names of persons that are eligible to be admitted to the law school, and the admission itself, how long does it take? Is it up to 3 months, 2 months, 1 month? That is my
Okay,
question.
okay. About that, previously, what law school does is that they have a calendar, right, of the resumption and all that. But lately, it has not been going as as planned, and how law school have the DG there is not really the kind of person that wakes up and says, how far big guys go with that admission? Say, sir, 80%, sir, release it. He wakes up and makes decisions. So, but for the longest time over the years, I think it has always been August, September, November, and the resumption was usually December ending time or November ending time, around that November 17 or December 17. But lately, it's now been January or February, like that. So I won't be surprised if it becomes January now. If they just make it January, administration might just want to just make everything cordial and straightforward. So that's just it. It all depends on when they set the ones your seniors are in school now will be finishing and writing their exam, and then from there, they'll see the space to accommodate you guys so it doesn't conflict with the foreign students that will be resuming school in September. And that's just so when they're in school actually you guys are doing your registrations and also for the point of when for the point of when you're going to start applying to the point of resumption can be around I think 3 months is reasonable. 2 months, 3 months is reasonable.
All right. Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome. David, you can go ahead, David.
Yes. Good afternoon again.
Good
My
evening.
question is, do the law school pre-classes change every year? Because I've been finding it difficult to get, pre-classes for different years or so and so. Does it change? Does the scheme change, leading to why I can't get the pre-classes?
Well, they do. The pre-class depends on the lecturer. Sometimes it's contained in your handbook. For example, the law school is actually they have a new pass question, and also they have a new handbook that are working with that are trying to I've tried to get a hold of a soft copy of the handbook so I can send to you guys, but the DG is the only one with it, and if it leaks, um, it's the only one with it, so you can't get it. But for now, um, you can it depends on the lecturer. The pretext depends on the lecturer. They can decide to change it, decide to set anyone, or decide to give you what is in the handbook. But it all depends on them. They don't want to change the course, so you might just see different pre-class assignments.
Thank you.
Chidima, although you can go ahead.
Good evening, sir. How
Yeah,
are
good
you
evening.
doing today?
I'm great.
Once again, I want to really appreciate your efforts in guiding us, and may God continue to bless your endeavors, sir.
Amen.
So my question goes like this. Okay, you gave us a rundown on how the marking scheme, sorry, the how the exam is being marked and scored and all that. So my question is this, sir. While reading, do you focus mostly on MCQ questions or theory-based questions? Because, you know, for the past, like these people that were called to bar, their set, yeah, I saw their corporate law questions. It was okay, but these ones now they are complaining of their corporate law that it wasn't good. So I want to, you know, help me put me through to it. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. Sorry, please hold on.
So my question is this, sir.
Okay. Um, the what's it called? When it comes to objective and theory, for the objective, what law school does is that they give you 1 hour to answer 100 questions. 1 hour to answer 100 questions. So you have to learn how to also time yourself. And we're developing an app whereby you can be able to answer lots of questions and time yourself as a practical way of keeping up to time. And one of the reasons why most of the people fail is also the MCQ. The MCQ is almost like a free 20 what do they call it, like 20 marks for each courses. That's what the MCQ is. Also, all right, perfectly. I need to just answer this question very carefully. So listen very carefully. There are 5 courses. During the exam, they give you 5 courses. Each course has 20 in one day. Each course has 20 questions. You have to answer it in 1 hour, 100 questions in 1 hour. As soon as it's 1 hour, you are done. Now, one thing people think, or one thing students think, is that they want the 100 questions are together. No, they are together in one book, but they are independent. What I mean by that is that if you start out civil litigation and you answer everything, and you start out corporate, you answer criminal, you answer property, you answer, but you were not able to complete ethics because
it's on now. Yeah,
you were able to complete ethics because you were you were not fast enough to answer others. What it means is that you've not touched ethics. The 20 marks that was supposed to go to ethics is not going to be found. It's not like they're going to give you overall. No, that's one of the things that made most of your seniors fail. During the MCQ, they were busy answering and waiting. It's just like saying having 100 questions together. So if you answer, you know how it is in university, if you answer 70 at least, or if you answer 80 at least, you pass 60 or pass 70. They'll calculate everything 60 over 100. It's not like that. That they gave you all the courses in one day, in 1 hour to write. Each and every one of those courses have a 20 questions, 20 mark each. So you must balance your answer throughout the 5 courses. Meaning, as you're answering civil litigation, whatever one that you don't really understand, leave it and go to the next questions. Enter civil, enter ethics, enter. If you do not answer maybe last question, which is ethics, it's as though you never answered anything in ethics, meaning 20 marks have gone away from ethics. You now have 80 marks to fight for in the exam hall. Meanwhile, when you imagine now writing exam and you got 45 in exam, that's a D. That's a D. What that means is that you are coming back to write that course. So what the MCQ would have boosted, all right? What the MCQ would have boosted your mark, let's say you get 10 out of it, which is 50, which has possibly clicked to you, or 55, clicked to you into B, which is a second class. You are falling towards pass, or what's it called, or fail. I don't know if you get me. So when you ask me a question of whether you should focus on MCQ or focus on theory, you're focusing on everything. Are you getting me? You are focusing on everything. The theory has its role. The draft has its role. The MCQ has its role. They all play they all come together to form your full mark that gives you a first class, second class, or a pass or fail, whatever it is that you decide to settle for. Are you getting me? So you practicing your speed. All right. I remember when I did my own SQ, I feel like 20-something minutes remaining when I was done, because I ensured that I practiced very, like, I practice well, like very well. People think in their mind that 1 hour 100 question, I can rush it until you jam the question, and then you be asking yourself, is A boy or boy is C? Is C a cat? And you find out that in that thought alone, 5 minutes has gone. And when they begin to say 30 minutes more, because of how MCQ is, you start rejecting. It's not like theory. Theory is when they tell you 10 minutes more, all the answers start coming in. But when they tell you 10 minutes more in MCQ, that's when you find out that you don't even know the difference between A and C and D again. And you end up just shading anything. And you find out you just shaded rubbish. All right, so your speed as to the MCQ part is very important. Your comprehension on how to answer the theory part is very important. So both sides are important. And then especially the drafting. The drafting can carry in your exam, can carry almost 60% of that 80. Because you can draft and they'll give you 10. You can write 4 questions or answer 4 questions and they'll give you 6. And yet one draft can give you 10. So that's how drafting is very important. So drafting, the theory, and then the MCQs, you just have to work. That's one of the things we'll be discussing in tutorial classes. One of the the tutors will be putting you through on how to answer those MCQ, how to do all those theory and how to answer them. So that's it. Any other questions? Igolo, you can go ahead if you're there.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, very well.
Okay. And you said that there will be a new beat coming in next year.
I can hear you clearly.
So
You have to try speaking. I can hear you clearly.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Are you using the earpiece?
Yes.
My brother, remove the earpiece, so it's one of the lucky ones.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Very well.
Okay. You said there'll be a new DJ coming in next year, right?
There'll be a what?
A new DJ.
Okay, yes.
So does it mean that the marking scheme, like, is there a possibility that there will be a change in the marking scheme, or it will just be like that?
No, marking scheme is depending on the lecturer now. It depends on what the question they set.
Sorry, not the marking scheme. Sorry, the grading pattern. Sorry, not marking scheme. The grading pattern.
It depends, though. That I cannot say. All right. Sometimes when new people come in, there's always this initial grad there to do 1 or 2 changes here and there, just so that the administration is pictured nice. So I can't really say anything regarding that. It's just for you to just come and just see how it is. You understand? It has always to see it in here. It has always been like that over the years. It will be fair that they now be lenient to you guys, and all of us that went through Shiggy knew what you understand that kind of thing. You just feel like when I was in law school, if you fail one, you write everything. Nowadays, they that kind of thing. So they might not want to just keep up with that strictness and all.
Wow. Okay, thank you. No more questions.
You're welcome. All right, take care. Any other questions before we fly? Easy B, this name, McBerry or something like that. Okay, you can raise up your hand if you have any questions before we close the session. You have the hanger stuff or something. Emmanuel, go ahead. Uzodima, go ahead.
Okay, good evening, guys. Thank you so much.
This is Uzodima, is it Imo State one?
Kind of.
Eh?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
Okay, so thank you so much for today's session.
You're welcome.
Yeah, my question is, I wanted to know when the deadline for the payment for the tutorials when will be the deadline?
Okay, the tutorial is set to start on the 18th.
18th of this month.
Yes, 18th of this month. It's going to be in 8 weeks, 2 months. It's going to be before you resume. Okay, so it's going to be in 8 weeks, and also there's going to be MCQs, there's going to be materials, there are going to be slides that will be displayed. So it's just more like an exclusive class for those that get to pay. And I think I think my secretary had posted something from regarding a slot that had a subsidized price because of the senior council that contributed to the whole academic stuff. So um, it's an opportunity there. But I think after that, I don't know the number it is now, until she gives me an update about it, and then it goes back to the normal price. But then it's starting. It's set to kick off on the 18th. So all the preparations are being made so that on the 18th they start.
Okay, so it's between now and 18th.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir.
You're welcome. You can send me a message on WhatsApp so we can talk.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
All right. David Shegu Peter, you can go ahead.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yeah, my question is, I'm always hearing about different presentations and different things that we have to do during law school. So, does this affect our grade, or is there anything like continuous assessment even?
Okay, no, there's nothing like continuous assessment. Okay, for example, there are some of your seniors that had their results withheld. Okay, the result withheld was a result of some of them were queried in school. All right, and I will tell you what amount to such queries. Some of them were queried in school. Some of them didn't do their externship properly. Some of them traveled outside the country when the externship was going on, so the report carried it. Some of them couldn't defend their externship. Some of them missed the dinner, and they were not able to. Their results were not released. Some of them will have to repeat the dinner. Some of them have to repeat the externship. They will not be called with their set because their result has been withheld. So when it comes to all this presentation, the only thing for me, I'm not a people person. All right, that's the truth. I was not involved in any presentation, something. I don't really like when, the time I would have used to read, somebody is explaining what he has read to me. Do you understand? I like going ahead and reading myself so that when you're talking, I'm just confirming that, okay, it's correct. Okay, yes, go ahead. I know what you're talking about. So I went ahead reading like mad and finishing all the law school syllabus even before extension ended. So that after extension, I was just, going to class and just hearing what the lecturer has to say and adding to my knowledge because I already read it ahead of time. The presentation, I never did any presentation. I never did any classwork. But then I'm not saying everybody will dodge it. All right. But what I'm saying is that everybody will be divided into groups depending on your number. So the division is that from 101, I'm sorry, 1, 11, 21, 31, 41 will be in group 1. 2, 22, 32, 42, 52 will be in group 2. 3, 13, 33, 23, like that will be in group 3. So when and then each of these group will have a lecturer that mans it, that controls it. When problem questions are given or pre-class that are given, this group will meet and deliberate on it. All right. There's some mentors that don't even care what you're doing there. You understand? Like my mentor didn't care, and my group head was my course mate. So I was able to boycott all those rubbish handouts they used to do and go and read my book. All right. So, but some of you guys will have to be engaged because there'll be presentation in class whereby they'll choose one person that will go and present for the whole group. If you don't present, you will collect. There will be sanctioned. The whole group will be queried. And if you have 3 query in law school, it does know that your results will be withheld. And then after that one, you have moot court trial. That one will bring some cases and scenarios for you guys to come and wear wig and gown. Those little things you guys do in the moot court and in school. Some people represent me. I said I don't want to be part of the whole stuff. They said I must be part. They said they added me as a witness. I said I don't want to be part. They added me as a witness. That day they started looking for a witness. They couldn't find witness. Why? Because I was in a hostel, chilling and reading. So it's not everybody that's into those whole things, but another moment where you're like, let me follow what this guy did and they catch you. That's how my whole life is. I do my thing straightforward and I go for the most important things. I don't beat around the bush. All those cocktails, all those different presentations, pre-class, none of them adds to your grade. The only thing that adds to your batch finance is your exam. You understand? And then the only thing that can affect them is if you get queried, if you didn't do your dinner, and if you didn't present your portfolio well, that's the only thing that can add to that, and malpractice that can affect it. But aside for that, the only thing that sums up to your exam is just your exam. I don't know if you understand, David.
Yeah, I understand. Thanks, sir.
Okay, you're welcome. Um, any other questions before I move on? Kate Grams.
Okay, so my question is, can someone leave law school half?
Can someone do what?
Can someone leave law school halfway?
I can't hear you clearly. What is this? Can you talk out loud? Are you there?
Now, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly now.
Okay, I said, can someone leave law school halfway?
Okay, like if you enter and find out that it's not your thing, if you can just carry a bag and run away.
No, I mean, probably you were in law school doing it, then you not said to leave law school because you have another engagement, probably another school or work and things like that.
Okay. Yes, it's possible. Yes, you can. You just write a letter for deferment of your admission. It's possible. And then law school will grant it. And then when you're ready, you come back for readmission, but you know that you're starting from the beginning again with another set. So if you're in law school and you want to, just know that first of all, you're starting again, your school fees have gone. Like you are walking away from every commitment that law school has with you and you have in law school. The only thing that you are entitled to is that when you want to not come back, you will not go to your dean again. You just go to law school and apply for readmission, and then law school give you a readmission and add you to the set that possibly are entering law school, and you start from the beginning again. That's all. But yes, you can walk away from law school.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Ikechi Emenogu. Okay. Olani Emmanuel, go ahead.
Good evening.
Good evening.
So my question is about the school fees for law school. Like, how much is everything in total?
Okay. The payment of school fees is 476,000. I don't know whether they remove the 500 naira, whether 500 naira is still there, but just 500 naira. And then that's for the school fees. So, but then when you are applying, you're paying an application fee of 30,000 naira.
Honestly.
That's if you are applying. You get it. And then what else? Okay, your school, I think your school charges you guys like 10,000, 20,000 naira, depending on what you guys, those court stamps, sending and way billing your documents to law school, all those ones. Your school charges you separately for that. But you have 30,000 applications for law school and 475,000 naira for law school. That's it. Your accommodation is inside the school fees. Your handbook is inside the school fees, but textbook is not inside. Feeding is not inside.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, any other questions? Any other questions?
I want to get clarity on something. You said we are paying 30,000 naira for application fee to law school. 30,000 naira for application fee? Like, I don't understand that part.
30,000 naira for application fee now. That's you pay to law school. But you are applying, like obviously if you're applying for anything, you have to pay application fee. Because that's not just law school for you. I think the whole idea is that the students that apply and don't later on pull through, with the whole process. So the staff that went through checking your form and and all that, you just lost contact. Just know it's 30,000 naira that you get to pay for application fee. You'll see it in the memo. They'll send it to you in the memo. Do you understand, Paul? Is it Paul or who did the name person asked me?
Thank you very much, sir.
The best. Yes. Okay. Kate. No. Okay. See. Let me explain to you. You are. I just saw a comment now. You are when you start applying all the forms, the downloading, and all those things. You are going to um you are going to um do that either in your university or any other cafe that is around you, or personally self, or through vendors, or you can reach out to us depending. But then the 30,000 naira is paid through Remital. I know most of you are familiar with the Remital payment to the Council of Legal Education. 30,000 naira. You'll see all the details will be posted on the law school website. And then you attach even the receipt to your law school form that you'll be giving back to your dean for your dean to send to law school. So that's what your 30,000 naira is there for. Kate, it's you I'm responding to. I saw your message. So that's it. Mata Udochi.
Yeah, good evening.
Good
So,
evening.
please, I want to ask, how can I get the textbooks or any materials I
Okay,
can use to prepare? Yeah.
okay. If you're getting textbook for law school, one thing I'll advise is that you should be patient with the textbook part. All right, it's expensive. Textbook is expensive. Everybody, textbook is expensive. I think if you're budgeting around 150 or 200 or 200,000 for textbook, it's not compulsory for everybody to buy. But then there are soft copies that you could keep yourself abreasted with. We'll be making that available very soon, just very, very soon. But for now, just be patient. Be patient. You can as well just enroll for the class and be learning from there. And then when textbooks are available on the slides, they'll provide it to you. But for now, don't buy the textbook because most of these authors might be giving a real new edition before next year. And imagine you buying or spending 150,000 naira on a old edition. It'll just be a very sad thing. So just wait for the textbooks.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Abba Zakaria.
Good evening, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, very well, Zakaria. Go ahead.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Assuming after registration and class activities begins at the school at the law school, can one exempt himself from class for a week, or can that affect his grade during after examination?
No, you have 30% to throw away. It depends on how you want to throw it away.
Okay.
So it's just what's it called? It's just 70% attendance mark, 30%, and the attendance starts the moment they begin to take attendance, like in school, right? Because a lot of people resume late. Obviously, people will have problems. That's one major thing that you don't know. People have problems. People have query. People will not be able to resume the same time. Things like that. And as a result of that, you have to. But as soon as attendance is given, the first person write attendance, your attendance counts. So you have 30% to throw away. So even if you don't come for 1 week, you're still fine. I think it's still within that 30%.
Okay.
Well, before the exam, law school releases a list of those that are defaulters in attendance to come and answer why they are defaulting. If they don't have a good answer, they will not write the exam. They are strict on that too.
Okay.
Except you have to go and forge medical reports that you fell from a plane, and that's why you didn't come to class. But then aside from that, law school takes, and it's not law school has called medical doctors before to confirm and find out that some of them were forged and all that. And it's another in trouble. So that law school don't play with attendance.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Any other question? Let me see. Any other questions before we move on? I have some questions in the chat box. Okay, George. Yeah, go ahead, George. Let me just check the chat to see questions that are there. George, you can go ahead. Raise up your hand.
Can you hear me now?
Very well, George.
Okay, good evening. I want to find out, are there two sets that attend the law school in a year? You are talking about the next set that may come up in a few months. I know that another set goes like March, April.
Okay. The thing there is, ideally, only one set comes into the law school for a year program. The whole confusion that happened is because of they allowed a backlog set. A backlog set is because too much reports were coming in that some schools had lots of people that are not come to the law school. The dean by himself decided, all right, to open a door for 2 sets in 1 year. Ideally, it's only 1 set. Because a lot of times people have been asking me, sir, will it be backlog set? Will it be backlog set? Will it be backlog set? Backlog set doesn't mean it's those that are backlog of schools. Even a recent set, what backlog set means is that they are taking another set of persons. But the set of persons that we are taking are those that have not gone to law school for lots of years because of their university. But meanwhile, even that, there are some schools that don't even have backlog. They still send a fresh graduates or fresh graduates into that backlog set. So the backlog set is not as though they are one old men. No. They are both fresh graduates and those that have stayed over the years. So ideally, the last backlog set was 2019. It's usually in the space of 4 years interval. But then it's at the discretion of the DG to decide if he wants to accept based on the report he gets from other universities or students or complaints that Beige University is having 250 people backlog, they've not sent to law school, another set is graduating, Imo State has that issue, what's it called? Nine University has that issue. Other universities, there are lots of universities like that you guys, some of you are here, say, I won't backlog people. So it's not as though backlog is like a full-time thing you do. It's one set. So the set we're talking about, you guys now, if you're applying it, is the main set of next year. If in the middle of the next year they start to take another set, is law school, that set becomes a backlog set. But if you guys are the only one right now, then that your set is the main set.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Aminu Mohammed Umar. Aminu Mohammed Umar. Okay.
Sir, my question is this allowed to students to use with electric like heater? That is my question.
Like you're from the Adebo family. All right. Law school is allowed though, but depending on the campus. The last time they allowed it in Kano campus, I think they used it to burn one hostel there. So the student plugged it and they took the light and forgot and went to class and they brought the light back. The water so boiled, dried, burnt the bucket, burnt the bed, burnt the wardrobe, burnt the chair, and caught fire. So they banned it from certain campuses. But then if you have the electric jug, I think that works. The electric jug works. Without boiler something, I don't think they allow it. Except you want to smuggle it. But Kano are fond of raiding hostels and searching, hostels to get materials that are not of law school and other contrabands. Obviously, all law students are not law students. All law students are not. All law students are not law students. You get. So there's some person that my own neighbor in law school was smoking. You understand? And then the porter will come and knock on my own door and say, "It's not me. I have to defend myself because the way the corridor is penetrates mine." So they go around raiding places to just check what students are doing, if you're female in the hostel, things like that. So your boiler might be accepted or not, it might be rejected also. So that's it. Okay, someone is saying he would like to join the law school tutorial, but his fear is about being taught something different and meeting another standard or something else at the law school. First of all, I understand your fear, my brother. Even myself, I'll ask this question. The persons that are teaching you, actually, the people that are teaching you the tutorial in the BSc Academy are people that have gone through the law school, so there's no different standard. They're not undergraduates, they're not, by the street person. These are people that have passed, all right? Just how I am knowledgeable with anything you can ask me right now about law school, no matter how deep they are, I am confident enough that I will answer it for you, is how they will be able to answer your own questions and teach you properly also. Aside from that, to be frank, you guys are going to be coming into new laws. By this time, end of the year, there are certain things, syllabus that will be changing. I was talking to the, what's it called, those that failed, and I told them that when they are coming next year to write their field courses, they are going to be writing new laws. For example, they've removed the promoters, they removed regulative body, they've added taxation. During their set, they offered the ones they removed, but now they didn't offer the ones that they added. When they are coming into the new for the receipt for those that failed, they are still going to be taught the new one, and exams are going to be set on the new ones. Meaning they'll be, as time goes on, they'll be learning. Are you getting me? They'll be learning the new things that are coming on. So the tutorial is to teach you everything you need to know that is applicable right now. All right, that is what law school is working with right now. So there might not be changes coming up. There might be changes coming up. All right. During the law school, we believe that, and there was a section 66, that says previously it was that police officers, all right, could institute a matter in court. All right. But then as time went on, while we're in law school, it got changed in Lagos. And Lagos campus started saying that a police officer who is now a legal practitioner can institute a matter, and not just a police officer. Before it got to us in Abuja, it was already very close to exam time. So when they were now marking it, they now said because of the law changed and some campuses were already carrying the old one, textbooks were already written in the old one, they were going to give that score as a bonus mark. But the next set that came, it became a permanent marking scheme that a police officer who is a legal practitioner. So what you're being taught now, the difference now, when you say, I'm answering Iba Jerry, when you say you are scared about being taught something else and meeting a different standard, you're being taught what is happening in law school at the moment, all right? But then when you come to law school, the adjustment might be a little, there may be a little shift in the sense that, I'll use that one like example. A police officer could now institute a matter in court. All right, but now a police officer who is now a legal practitioner can, you see the little change there. You understand? That little change are things that can happen. The law changes every time. New laws based on the circumstances and the need of society happens. So you can't say it's going to remain that way. No. For example, the set I just got caught about, we're now aware that they're going to remove those things they remove from corporate law and added taxation into corporate law. But now your set is going to be learning corporate law. So the handbook that I'm even preparing now is not going to be prepared for your seniors that are in law school now, but they're preparing it for you guys that are coming in. So what they're working on now is what we are teaching. Do you understand? BSc in the BSc Academy. So even if you come to law school and the law school now shifts a little, it can shift totally away from what's it called? What you'll be learning in the BSc Academy, because it's what they're working with now. I think I've answered the question, Ibajari. For people that are asking accommodation, your school fees covers the accommodation in the law school. So that is one. Someone is asking me if I can talk about portfolio assessment. Okay. Portfolio assessment. I'm coming. Okay. Test law school go. All right. So I just wanted to read through the questions. So someone asking for portfolio assessment explanation, and someone is asking for textbook that are bought outside law school before coming in. You can buy a textbook, but some campuses don't allow pirated copies of these textbooks. When they see they can get them and burn it. That's what they do. They don't allow pirated copies. You're coming to the foundation of law. So them allowing for pirated copies of, don't forget to pirated copies of textbook that the lecturer is the person that wrote the textbook is in, is in your class with you. He's teaching you face to face, and you're opening a printed textbook in front of him, reading it from the textbook. You know, that kind of a thing. They don't like that. so they prefer you to buy the original one when you come to law school, or if you have the original one, where can be waived to you. And that one is that about that. And then the part about portfolio assessment. Portfolio assessment is just whereby everything you did in court extension and chamber extension will come and defend it. So portfolio employment, you come to law school, they'll tell you, and do you know how to move emotion? Move emotion. Do you know how to what's it called? Do you know how to, introduce yourself? Or go ahead and introduce yourself. Do you know how to front load documents? Go ahead and front load. To ask you whether the witness stayed, whether the judges stayed, what are the things you observed? Questions like that. Who is your principal's name? Where did your principal go to? What kind of law firm? Is it an associate? Is it a partnership? Is it things like that? And then you begin to answer such questions. That's about portfolio assessment. I don't know if there's any other. Let me see if there's any other person that wants to ask questions. Any questions? Any questions? Go ahead.
Good evening once again, sir.
Yeah, Abba, what's up?
Can you hear me, sir?
Very well.
I want to ask a question concerning the BSc Academy.
Yes, sir.
I chatted the secretary privately that can one pay part payment so that after, at the end of the August, that is to pay some part of the money. For example, it is 50,000 naira. Can one pay 25,000 naira now, and at the end of month to pay 25,000 naira? But the secretary said he will discuss that with the barrister Shiloh, and she didn't up to now get back to me.
Okay. It's 40,000 now. I think it's 40,000 naira now because
of the one that senior advocate paid. So
yeah.
It remains a slot. So
Yeah.
if that is the case, so can one pay 20,000 naira now? So at the end of August, so can we pay the remaining balance?
Okay. First of all, your question is funny. First of all, is that when it was 50, you wanted to pay 25 and pay the remaining 25. Now it's 40, you want to pay 20 and pay the remaining 20. And then you're using the word we, which is just you. But anyway, I understand your question.
No, because we are 3 or 4 here. We are 3 or 4 here.
Yes, I understand your question. Okay, let me answer you now. You're talking about Shiloh now, so let me answer you.
Okay, sir, okay.
We could work around that. All right, you can reach out to her again and tell her that I said she should reach out to me. We can work around that. But the issue why we don't do that is because something things don't always go as planned. All right, you have it planned out, but God knows tomorrow. So sometimes we get to enroll persons on that platform or that plan, and eventually when it's time, it will be nice that when it's time, by removing you from the tutorial group when you are in the verge of learning so much and all that, it doesn't just make sense. And what's it called? It's just best to just know that okay, we're not going back and forth money thing. You're just being taught, and the full package is, giving you the full package. Unlike when you're just doing alpha and then we're trying to say who is remaining, who is owing, things like that. It's not really just professional. So that's it.
No, sir, that one will not happen by God's grace.
Reach out to our face. We'll talk through them.
Enough. Yeah, we can all things that we have to fulfill our promise, sir.
No problem. Just reach out to her. She reach out to me.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
For the person that's asking me if staying off campus or on campus is advisable, when it comes to staying, it depends on your campus. All right, your school fees covers your accommodation too, but based on those of you guys that have funds, the rich guys, or those of you that are working already, you can decide to what's it called? Stay off campus. For places like Abuja, there's off campus. People like what's it called? Lagos, there's private accommodations. The price ranges $500,000, $1 million. There's some that even 3 million in Abuja. Nice, it's clean, they do everything for you, feed you, all those things, a full package like that. Depending on your phones. So, but for those of us or those, now, where you're supposed to go to. Just maintain yourself and just go to school and go and learn and all that. So, that's just it. But you're allowed. A campus I would advise you to go to campuses. Abuja, Lagos, and Port Harcourt. You can stay Abuja, Lagos, and Port Harcourt. You can stay inside or stay outside. But I see places like Yola. I think those that just came out from kidnapping will advise you what to do. Places like Yola, places like what's it called? Enugu that have sit at home and people looking for. See, whether you have money or don't have money, as long as you're in a strategy profession, you have money. So they'll pick you and then be looking at law school. That law school come and give ransom. Law school not come and give any ransom. Law school that I know will not come and give ransom. They'll just be writing statements and statements and statements. I know you guys heard about the guys that they kidnapped 6 Yola campus students that were going to school, and then they finally released them. And then the police were saying they were the one that rescued them just for, I reached out to one of the students and I got to find out because amazingly 6 of them was from my university and they were my juniors. That was the shocking part about it. They lived from Anambra to Yola and they were going through Benue. So they were my juniors, and they reached out to them and said, "That fun now, what happened and everything." And they discussed the whole thing, letting me know that they got kidnapped, they got beaten, and all that, and they called their parents and called this, and money was sent for 50 million naira. They brought it down to 10 million naira, and they allowed them to go. And after that one, they went to the nearest, what's it called? I've forgotten the nearest place to just rest and shower and everything, and then they called the police, and then through the police they were able to talk to Shiroma, who was the DG. And from there, the police was told that they should take them back to the Yola campus. And then the police started taking them to different stations, taking pictures and trying to write stories that they were the one that rescued them. In meanwhile, it was not them that rescued them. But in all, I'm just saying that I'm not saying you're gonna live in fear. I'm just saying that some campuses like Enugu, Yola, Kano, they are not safe. Kano is a Muslim, and so you might not know the laws. Most of you guys go there and go and lodge and feel like you can really talk to anybody, and then instead of you talking to them, they're the one talking to you inside bush. So just be careful. I know you understand what I mean by where they're talking to you inside bush. So places like that, you can't really say you want to stay outside. But if it's Abuja, Port Harcourt, or Lagos, you're free to stay outside. Those are much more civilized cities. All right. Any other questions before we wrap up this? Please remember, you can ask me any questions at all, so that you don't come to my DM and ask me privately. Ask me here. Nobody knows you here. Just ask me here, please. Here. I have a lot I'm going to be handling afterwards. I have another meeting. So if you have any questions, let me know. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. Okay. So Akin, yes, we can. Yes, you can influence your posting. You can influence your posting. It's possible. To your desired campus. But why influencing your posting? We do it. I do it myself. I think I did almost more than 20 something posting, and truthfully, out of the 20 something, I think maybe like 2 of them didn't work, but the 20 or 20 something worked. The 2 of them didn't work because it came in late. Because people don't understand that posting is not when law school has posted you. As soon as you register for law school, as soon as you registered and you submitted your form, that is when you're supposed to be working on your posting. Because what law school does is that as soon as you're registering in the portal, they will just, at a particular time, all your data is on the system. They gather the names together, and then what they do is that they just say, okay, let's say there are 5,000 now, right? I divide them in different form, all right? Different them in different form, and post them to the 7 campuses. But while you are posting, leave Abuja and Lagos, leave 500 space for Abuja, 500 space for Lagos, 500 space for Port Harcourt. I'll put my own candidate. Now, that option of putting his own candidate, all right, is now when all these other, stakeholders are coming to submit their names. Supreme Court Justice will come, SAN will come, this one NBA chairman, all this one will come, my person, put this person here, like that. You find out that you get your slot. But there's some persons that might not have the opportunity. They might go through what's it called? A means of people that, obviously when it's time, just know, I'm just telling you now, just know there are people that will always want to defraud you guys. So I don't know whether they're here, I don't know whether they're not here, but just know they'll collect money and they'll not do anything, and you can't trace them. And you cannot come along and say they collect money you post, because you yourself, you enter into well. So that's just it. But posting is possible. You can influence your posting. We have done it before, and we can still do it. So till that time. For those of you that are asking for body of benchers and SAMs and private admissions, this topic is not something we talk. Anyway, thank God the number are reduced. So I think there are few persons that are now here. When it comes to private admission and direct admission to a law school, the way to go about it is just through recommendation from a very notable person. All right. The person uses his letterheading and just writes that you, with a matric number from this university, has finished and has graduated and it is a certificate. All right. And that you want the DG to accept this person as a candidate and grant this person admission. All right. The DG, when the person submits it, I prefer the person or the person secretary submits it for the sake of follow up. When the DG reads it, he then adds the person. If he honors the person that you're using, he will add the person to his own list because DG has his own list. So let's say, for example, the DG's list can it depends. He decides whether he wants to. It depends on the number he wants to take, but he takes them in batches. For example, he says, okay, you know what? All the OBD people send all their candidates' name. He enlists 50. You just carry the name and say, type the secretary, try this 50 names, send it to ICT. ICT, their matric number and their name, give them access code. And the ICT will do his own thing, copy or give them access, and send it back to secretary. And secretary send to all the sponsors, all the password of all the, they may have one password, all right? All the private admission may have one password. Let's say password 200 or something like that, or P200 or P2 or something. And then as long as you went through private admission, as soon as you log in, all right, as soon as you log in, you'll be able to have access into the portal and then you register. That's just it. So, but private admission is not the same pace as what's it called? Normal guys, all right. Sometimes it's faster, sometimes it's slower, depending on when the DG submits the list or when it compiles the list and says, okay, this is enough, give them this one. And obviously, there will only be people that will still come again and say, sir, please, my people is here. You will still make another list saying, people come, my people are still here, like that. But it gets to the point where it just be like, no, it's too late, come back next year, something like that. So you act early. Don't act early if you know you have anybody that is important in your around the circle to help you. So I think I've addressed private admission and all that. Any other questions? Any other questions before Chidima Odo? I think I've answered. Okay, Lily, I've answered the question, right? Okay, Chidima, Faith, go ahead, Faith. Faith or Mata, any of the two, you can go ahead. Mata or Faith, go ahead.
Good evening, sir.
Okay, hi, Faith. Good evening.
Yes, sir. Well done, sir. Thanks for all you do, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, so my question is concerning the timetable drafted for the BS Academy, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
So I don't know. The time is really not convenient for me because I'm working. I don't know if evening can be considered like the 6th time upward.
Okay. The thing about that evening thing, one of the reasons why they took us places on that date, first of all, the class will be recorded. That's one, and will be available to those that subscribe. Because over the years, we found out that people, to be frank, Faith, everybody is busy. You're working, there are those that are home, there are those that the time that break lots of things. So it's not ever be compatible. The 6 o'clock for you is when someone is heading back home. So instead, we made it a way that it can be recorded, and then afterwards you can get access to the classroom and then see what was taught and the conversation that was held, and also have the privilege to chat the lecturers privately and ask them certain questions, and they will provide you with the answers. So the timing is just so that it can fit into, all the. Don't forget, these are lawyers that are working in top law firms, and then they themselves have, so it's from their experiences, their daily experiences, like Barrister Excel, we're taking the what's it called, the corporate law, is into corporate corporate management and all that. So he's not just teaching, he's also sharing the experience on the field also. So the same thing with Barrister Confidence, same thing with Barrister Aid, same thing with Barrister Blessing. Barrister Blessing is the first class student from Kano campus, and that one, she's on a different plane on her own. So first class is not being in law school. Why is it first? Apart from the fact that people are always saying, it's not about first class. My sister, if you see first class, respect first class. They know, and they're able to retain a lot of information. So that's that about that. So Faith, you can walk around it. Just reach out to the virtual assistant and she'll help you out.
All right. Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome. Okay, let me see. I think we are done. Okay, Martha, you have something to say?
Yes, sorry. You were saying nobody should come to your DM. I wanted to actually make inquiry concerning the tutorial.
Okay, this is not to come to my DM now. You can go to my DM. I'm saying don't come and ask me what I've spoken about already. But go ahead, I'm hearing you.
Like, I want to know how much it is for the tutorial, when it's starting, and time.
Okay, it's 50,000 naira starting on the 18th of this month. And if you're on the group, you see where, but I'll tell her to repost it. The curriculum, so you can get to see it.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So I think we're done. Any other thing? Is there any other thing that
Good evening.
Yeah, Mr. Paul, good evening.
Yeah, thank you very much for your effort so far.
You're welcome, sir.
My question is, out of this, the 20 objectives that covers the 5 courses, when it comes to the objective, the one they do for one particular day, the 100 objectives.
Yes, sir.
Is there any provision for we to know that these 20 questions is under a particular course, as in corporate law?
Okay, yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's indicated. Yes, sir, it's indicated. As soon as you're done with civil, you see where it's written civil litigation. When you're done with that one, you see where it's written ethics, like that. So you know, and then the question paper there is column for civil litigation, corporate ethics. So it is indicated on the top of each of the 1 to 20 questions.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir. Would that be all? Would that be all? Ask your questions, though. Don't be frightened. Don't be frightened in asking, and because while I'm talking like this now, I'm seeing some questions on my chat on my phone, and I'm wondering, we are here together, or you're coming anyway. I know most of you guys have private questions. Chidima will do. You can go ahead, except for those that have very private questions. But if you have a general question, you can assist every other person to, remember and ask to, or get to find out. Chidima will do. You have your hands up, or is it a mistake?
Sir, once again, thank you very much, sir. So my question goes like this. Please do not be angry. You just finished talking about law school posting and private admission. So my question is this. I asked my seniors, and so according to them, they said that in the form you fill 2 posting options. Will law school restrict your posting to the options that you provided for them in the form, or will they still post you aside from the options? That's my question. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. You are free to choose. You have 2 choices. All right. You can either choose 2 different campus or the same campus, but then it's still a 50% chance. All right. This is what people really gamble with. They feel as though when they choose it, law school will give them that one, and when law school doesn't give them that one, what's it called? They begin to come and say, please, I want reposting, I want reposting. Reposting is only for a selected few. I will just give you how would I put it now? I'll give you a little that's a little information of something. So there was a student that her mom was outside the country, and her daughter was actually on my DM asking me to do posting for her, but she came late and I told her I can't do it. And then eventually they posted her to Yenegua campus, and her mother said she doesn't want to go to Yenegua campus, and she wants her in Abuja. Long story cut short, anything is possible. All right, we're able to still post her to Abuja campus a day before the dinner. All right, and then she paid a very huge sum for that posting because there are people that are involved in such, almost 700,000 naira for posting. She had the money for that. But then I'm not saying that's the cost of posting. No, that was the cost for reposting. So it's advisable that if you want to do a posting and you want to set and go to a campus, do it while you just registered, not when they posted you, because the moment they post you, your name has been sent to that school. Reposting means you have to go back and collect your name, cancel your name there, and take it to another campus. In such a situation, if it's not done properly, there'll be a duplicate of you in two campuses. So meaning when exam comes, your paper can be in Yenagoa when you're in Abuja just waiting for your paper. I'm not saying so. That's why it's better that you just do posting initially than for you to do reposting. It's safer. But law schools too, they will tell you there when you're filling the form, you see that law school reserve the right to throw you anywhere they want to throw you to. But then you still go ahead and choose where you want to go to. So that's just it. Did I answer your question, Mudo? Okay. Abba, you're still here. Abba, your
Yes,
hands
sir,
are
you did.
all right, you're welcome. Abba, you're still here. Zachariah, am I still owing you anything?
Hello, sir. Can you hear me, sir?
Very well.
Sorry, sir. I didn't hear you, sir.
You have to help now. That's why I called you.
No, that was by mistake, sir. Sorry, sir.
Okay, no problem. Okay, guys, we are done. I think we have to close. It's almost 8 o'clock. We're supposed to end this call by 8 o'clock. If there's any other questions, just let me know before I end the call for everyone. Any questions? Any other? So you still have the privilege to join the BSA Academy and then enlist on your any other questions before I fly?
Hello? Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Hello.
Mr. Paul, yeah, go ahead, sir.
Yes. Sorry for there's another question I just want to ask.
No
Is there
problem.
is there any possibility that you can fill two campuses at first as second choice and you will still be taken to a different campus?
Very well. Very
so
well.
let's choose Lagos and Abuja now. Is there?
You'll find yourself in Kano.
That's what. Let's put it.
Very well. No, see, don't forget if people are working their posting to certain campuses, there'll be a replacement now.
Okay.
So if they designated that 1,500 people are going to Abuja, and they posted everybody, and all of a sudden one person say he doesn't want Kano, he wants Abuja. Yeah, remember that meaning they have to remove one person away from that Abuja and put you there.
The other thing is this, sir. Is it possible to really how reliable is influencing the posting is? Is it really reliable?
It is for me. All right, okay. For me, I work with the policy of refund. All right.
Yeah.
There are persons that I'm a very sincere and open person. There are persons that do charge. All right, and you can even ask your seniors if you have anybody that possibly know better Shiloh. But there are people that still charge, and if it doesn't work, that's it. Do you understand? That's it. The money has gone. You get it. But then in such a way, you just create enemies and strive around by taking people money and not doing the work. Instead, if it doesn't work, actually the posting is not really much of a big deal. It's just to carry someone's name and put it on a campus. That's all. One person does it, you understand? But the person that will help you talk to the person is the person that is telling you.
Okay.
You understand? So if you even know the person, if you know the person directly, say if you can just go and say, I'm like I had a particular man that knew the Solicitor General of the Federation. He is a friend of mine, and he wanted to do posting. So he reached out to me and told me that CEO wanted to do posting, and then he wanted to pay 400,000 naira for the posting. But then later on, he went to meet the Solicitor General. So the General called the DG. The DG had to call the ICT, director to effect it. That same afternoon, it changed. He called me back and told me that CEO that it's been effected already. Meanwhile, he has paid me already. So I knew that I had not started the work. All right. The person that was supposed to do the work for him had not even started the work. So I told him, okay, fine. That what it means is that I'm going to transfer back your money to him, and I sent him back his money.
No,
So
they
it's just like that. It's just like that. But it doesn't mean that you people now use it as no, I use another person. Meanwhile, when I when I started the work, that
you don't have the rough idea as to what it will cost when you want to influence the posting.
it ranges from, ideally it ranges from 300, 350, 400, depending on where you want to go to. But you see all those 50,000, 100,000, just have a skeptic look on that. I have people
that may not be true.
I have people that have called me, that have told me, people from customs. I just saw a chat of somebody now that wanted to. I just said that's why I'm using that word. I'm using the example customs. A customer officer that wanted to come down and wanted to stay in Abuja, and his family was there, and they were sending him back to Kano campus, Kano, which is not compatible with his job. So he was begging and begging, and it was not possible at that time. Not now. As time goes on, you get to meet different persons that, and then you're able to do better things and have better opportunities. Unlike then, years ago, when he reached out to me, I couldn't help him then, but now I could. If he didn't, I think he deferred the admission because he couldn't leave his job and his family. But when I've seen people that reached out to me that paid 150, some paid 65,000 naira. I don't know. The moment you just told me he paid, when you go to the market and someone say he bought jeans of 200, you don't know that. When you're washing the jeans, if it's the red jeans, you're just be hoping that it's your blood that is pouring like that, and not the jeans that is color. So those kind of a thing. So the price, and doesn't mean that the price that is high doesn't mean it will work. So you have to balance it. If you're working with anybody that is able to do it for you, let them know that, please, if it doesn't work, give me a refund. They are not spending any money. They're not taking transport. Nobody's taking transport. You're just calling a person and say, Alpha, this person is my own candidate's name. Help me now. He help. If it not work, maybe because sometimes another thing is that the DG has a better point, meaning he can show up anytime and just be like, remove 100 names from the Abuja campus. I need 100 slots. Scatter them to all the other campus. This is the 10 names from my own people. Put them there. If your name is part of people that they select, they'll throw you away, even after you paid.
Yes.
So in such a situation, you just say, sir, I beg, even if you cannot give me everything, give me half. And people that will just blank out and just say, they did their best, that is not their fault. And nothing. I'm telling you, nothing. Nothing. Nothing at all. They will not do anything. But there are some that give full, but there are some that give half, depending on the agreement you have with them. So whoever you're going to be using, just ensure that you know the person is someone that you can reach out to.
Because personally, I really like going to this Lagos campus or Abuja. Because with what I heard, they said those campuses that they really lecture, and it's a year activity that requires full dedication. It's a year of desperation. It's a year of desperation and dedication. So at the same
Lagos
time,
campus is the best.
They lecture very well. Unlike all these new campuses you see at Bayelsa, I don't know if they're going to have a good stuff there. That's my fear.
No, Lagos is the best. In fact, Lagos is the only campus that closes by 5. Every other campus is closes by 1:30. Because in Lagos, everybody is reciting, unlike the one that they go and read draft. This one, they're reciting it in the class.
Yeah.
When I heard about it, I was like, because my friend is a lecturer there, and I was like, he said, yes, so that they'll stand up, they'll recite it, and it's a full-time, like that one, they function like family over there. Other campuses just go and read. 1:30 they've closed. Everybody has gone back to those stairs to go and teach. 5 o'clock, they are still reciting
in Lagos campus.
In Lagos campus.
See?
They're very strict. Even the DG self was even, the lecturers are free to wear what they want to wear, hash, navy blue. The DG there, the DDG of Lagos, who is possibly going to be the new DG of law school. When this one drop out, but politics can come in and scatter anything. So, but then she was even correcting lecturers that they should dress properly, and they're very strict. So, going to law school in Lagos campus, just know that you are setting yourself up for a good grade, but you'll be drilled. That's school.
You'll be drilled.
And that's law school. But Abuja
completely.
Abuja is flex. Port Harcourt is flex. But you see Kano is a faraway land where they also drill you, but the environment is not really. It is hot, it's hot. It's cold, it's cold. But you see Enugu and Yola.
I see in Adamawa many years back, and I'm not really thinking those areas. I don't like them.
So anyway, Sha, when it's time, just we'll talk then.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
All right, sir. So I think we are done. It's already 8 o'clock. And then if any other questions, you can ask me on my chat. And thank you everyone for being here. Huh?
I have a question.
How about now? Go ahead.
Sorry, I joined late. I didn't. Yeah. So maybe someone might have asked this question, but I decided to ask. Please, will there be any backlog this year?
It depends on the DG discretion.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
If the DG decides to take another set, fine. And for the person that's asking me when they'll start sending out the letter, I heard from the secretary told me that it's going to be ending of August, but then let's just wait and see. When they send, I'll let you guys know the group they've sent so that you guys can start rushing down to your dean and enlisting your name before they start to send in your names. So that's just it. I'll let you know. So,
so those ones that are currently in school now, when will they be done?
The exam will possibly be around November, December.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, guys. Do take care. It's nice talking to everyone. Maybe stay tuned for another session. If there's going to be another session or emergency sessions. So thank you very much for always coming around and joining the session. I'm grateful, and Brother Shiloh. And do have a great day. Bye.